What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Baby Trey, and we are here with Talks with Tay. Make sure you tap in, tap in, tap in.
It was the first time he ate my cooch. The first time I licked this gooch.
That was fun.
The second time on side of my house.
Dang,
The third time in front of his spouse.
Good boy.
He was a freaky man. I was addicted. I used to ride it.
Okay. I'm so excited, you guys. So this is episode 3 of Talks with Tay. My name is Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Baby Trey. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yes, Baby Trey. Not Baby
Trey.
Try.
Baby
that is
Trey.
so weird. Come on now.
I love it. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited about this. I've been excited about this since I first saw you,
Okay.
honestly. So tell us where you're from. Where did you grow up?
I am originally from Marlin, Texas, but when I was 13, I moved to Seattle, Washington. So I kind of, it was actually a week before my 14th birthday. So it was like going into my freshman year, I moved to Seattle. So I kind of grew up half my life in Texas, half my life in Seattle.
Okay. How was Seattle?
Seattle was cool. It was just very different than Marlin, very fast paced, very for a person like me, it would seem very fast paced initially, but then it's like it's either you're gonna get sucked in or you're gonna choose your own path and kind of stick to it. And I kind of got sucked in. So
That makes sense. So when did you get back to Texas?
I moved back to Texas in 2011 and then I've kind of been here on and off again. So like I'll come to Texas, stay for like 4 years, and then I'll go back to Washington for a couple of months and then come back, just kind of back and forth. But I've been in Texas longer than I've been in Washington.
Okay. All right. So how you like Texas? You like it better than, Seattle?
For the summers, I love Texas. Like I'm a June baby. I was born Juneteenth.
Okay.
So, I burped. So my birthday is in June. So all my birthdays have always been celebrated in the summer. So I'm like, okay, summer, obviously, it's like Washington and all is always raining and cold and like wet. So you don't really get to go to the water park out there, go to the lake or go to the beach. It's like freezing cold. So, but then as far as like scenery, I think Washington kind of one ups Texas because like Washington is just so beautiful. It's just so pretty to me and just different.
I wanted to live off grid in Washington. I don't know if it was Seattle, but it wasn't far from there. When I was looking at places off grid,
You should, girl. Like
it's very beautiful. It was mountains, high, like really tall trees. I think it's dope.
my sister's out there. She be like, me and my sister were both into like gardening and growing and stuff like that. So my sister, she's been like growing out there in Washington. I ain't talking about what you think she growing. People, I'm talking about growing like food, vegetables, stuff like
that. I'm
substantial.
all for that.
I'm
all for that, honestly. I think that's what we should all be doing.
No, for
Having
sure.
compounds and doing the thing. I'm not even gonna get on that. I could go all day on that.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome that she
sure.
does that, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you're into that. That's good.
Me too. Yeah. Thank you.
It's very scary out here with the food
No, for sure.
today. For sure.
That's probably why my stomach was bubbling on the way up here. On the cool.
So speaking of earlier about talking about having female friends and things like that, I feel like a lot of women can relate to that. You have a very unique personality that made me get on you from the jump. I think as soon I hit you up. I think as soon as I followed you, I hit you.
Literally.
Usually I don't do that. But I think I jumped in your DM.
And ironically, I was already. I felt like I sent out a brain signal, and you literally just picked it up. And so, yeah, I it's definitely divinity. So
the timing was everything. I'm glad it worked out. I knew it was gonna work out anyway.
me too.
I knew it was
Me
gonna
too.
happen.
Me too.
Making me blush.
I'm excited.
That wasn't even the question.
I'm sorry.
So what I was gonna say was because your personality is so unique and how you are, you're so lively. A lot of people will feel threatened by that. Especially when it comes to women and having female friends. So how was that growing up from like middle school, high school days? How was that?
That's
have
a
you
good
always
question.
been like this?
Honestly, I feel like I've always been my way.
Yeah.
But I feel like people probably didn't see it because what people thought was cool just ain't what people think is cool now. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like the wear Jordans everyday type and things. And no shade to the people who do. Like, you're drippy, you know, put that shit on, whatever. But it's just, if you didn't grow up, especially in a place like Maryland, wasn't in certain crowds, hang with certain people, you just didn't belong. And I just didn't belong with people. And I'm okay with that. And I think that's kind of why I'm over here. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm still, I guess, friendly. So I'm open to like female friends or even people who I didn't necessarily consider a friend growing up. Yeah. I'm open to connecting with these women now and hanging out. It's just a matter of it actually happening, I guess.
Right. Well, no, it'd be like that. No life is crazy.
I'm like,
it's hard
to
link
I always
up,
be like,
honestly.
I need new friends, and it just don't pan out.
But then, mom will be like, well, how you gonna do that if you never go anywhere?
True, very true.
I don't know.
Because I hide behind my mom still. Like, when we're out in public, and she's like, oh, Trey, come over here and meet somebody. I'm like, can you introduce me? Yeah. I don't want to meet nobody. But that's kind of that, I think maybe, not to blame it on my zodiac sign, like asparagus, but like, legit, I think that's a Gemini in me, where part of me want to really go mingle and be out and be this who I am all the time. But then I'm like, am I being obnoxious? Because everybody seemed down. And I'm like, turn it up a little bit.
I don't know. Like, we was kind of talking about this earlier. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a too cool era type of thing. You know what I mean? Which I'm like cool you. I'm all for people like popping their shit. I love that. Like, that's why I like people. Like, I love when people, you know, do their thing. It's inspiring, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that.
But I'm open to being your friend.
Well, we're friends already. It's already established,
right? So it's like done. It's one of those things. It's like and it's like I'm not even like a hater type. You know what I mean? But I think I just certain energy. Like, I don't want to be in the messy crowd or.
You're just not cliquey.
Yeah.
See, that was my question. Like, that's why I'm so glad that I'm like, oh, I finally have like a woman coming in. Mm-hmm. We can really like talk about some things. Like, we're gonna talk about music and stuff too. But I was like, it's gonna be good.
And that's really what it is. Like, I don't know. But even the people who I don't necessarily click it with, I still know how to talk to you. I'm not gonna automatically isolate myself because we're not the same type of person. I don't think. I've never thought I was the type to be intimidating to a person, you know what I mean, or people too much.
Get it that way, though.
Yeah, like so like this is news to me. Like I never even thought about it in that way. Like, I know sometimes I may intimidate people in the sense of like, but it's always been over petty stuff like dating the same guy or something catty like that. It's never really been anything like legit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so, and I'll tell somebody quick that they're pretty. I'm like, girl, you cute as fuck. So
that's why I don't be understanding.
Me either.
I don't get it because you say how I was with you. That's how I am with females.
Like,
period.
It should like freaking be that way all the time. Like, weirdos.
But super weird. We're not gonna get into that. Yeah. So when did you first start rapping?
I started rapping to myself, like to my sisters and brothers, and in my book when I was like 9. But I feel like I didn't start like getting comfortable publicly doing it until like going on like 4 years ago now. Okay. So it's been.
So you've been doing your thing though.
Yeah. I almost said a year, but I'm like, I keep saying a year ago, then a year ago. So it's been like 4 years now.
Time is going by. It feels like 2018 was yesterday. So
it do. Honestly. Then my memories pop up on like my social platforms, and it will say like on this day 3 years ago, and then I'll listen to my rap, and it be something so corny, and I'm like, bro, what was I talking about? What you talking about? But
that's life.
I like this. Yeah, for real.
A lot of things I look back on. I don't know why they do that memory thing.
Right.
Like, sometimes like.
It's classic though. That shit be gold because I'm like, what are you talking about? But some stuff I'll look back on and it'll say this time, 3 years ago, and I'm like, dang man, like big me needed little me right now. You know, what I'm saying? Needs little me right now. Like, yes. I'm glad to. It's almost like a time capsule. Like you set this here on this platform for now. And then you think it's something you're just posting, and then it'll pop up as a memory like 2 or 3 years later. And it's like, man, this came right on time. I needed a reminder of this,
Isn't it weird? I know exactly what you mean because even when it'll be something like you reposted or some type of quote, you'd be like, wow. I posted that thing. Like, I remember Facebook, this was years ago, and it popped up something from like 2011. I'm like, I was talking about that in 2011.
Right. Right. And be knowing exactly what it was about or who it was about.
But it's hitting different these days. So what happens when you get in the booth? How do you get prepared? Hold on, I want to know, do you be freestyling?
Sometimes.
You are, let me tell you, you are funny. Nah, you funny for real. You are hilarious.
Thank you. It depends. Like, what most of the stuff that y'all hear is stuff I just wrote. Okay. You know what I mean? But I can freestyle, but not the type of freestyle that what's popular. Like, I'm more like we're riding down the road. I see a big purple truck, and I may say, big purple truck, I don't give up, whatever. And then my kids may jump in. Mom don't give a F, so I don't something, and then we just keep it going. That's like a game to us. So to me, if you really was to mash that shit together, that's a freestyle.
Yeah, I feel that. So. I love that. When I saw, girl, it's so much to get to. I don't even know. Hold on, wait a minute. Before I go into my next thing. I don't know who. I'm pretty sure it was text that reposted you, and I found you.
Probably so. Excuse me. Shout out to my cousin.
Yes, shout out to text. So I was immediately intrigued because of what you were saying, and I'm like, what? Like your flow and everything on that. How did you come up with that? How did you come up with the words?
Honestly, like I've always been a fan of like people like Slim Shady, just people like that, like the fun people, you know, even though they talk about stuff I don't necessarily agree with. I like their delivery. I like the fun, like literally just go freaking watch a Slim Shady. Not the new Eminem that we see today, but like the real like Slim Shady we grew up on. Yeah. It was just, I'm Slim Shady. It was just so animated and, you know, people like that have always inspired me. But like as far as myself, I used to, like, when I first started rapping, I would try to, like, rap about sad stuff. And it just, I'm like, what am I saying? Why? It just, like, it just didn't make me feel. So I'm like, I'll never forget when I wrote my song, No Slackers. That's the one that people usually hear. And they're like, okay, I've heard some people like, this is trash. But then some people, they're like, thanks for entertaining me. You know what I mean? So I look forward to the people who listen to my music and it's a pick me up. You know what I mean? So.
For sure. Do you is that something? How do you feel about that? Do you care about being like lyrical, or are you okay with just like you're having fun?
I'm having
making
fun.
Music for people to have fun too.
Having fun. Okay. Like I know I'm not the most lyrical, and that doesn't bother me.
But that's the thing.
I write my own music.
But that's the thing, though. You really are. I went back and listened to. You know, I went through your whole YouTube. You saw me on there making comments, so I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. No, but even listening to your music, I'm like, oh yeah, she been had this. Mm-hmm. She been had bars. Almost 10,000 views over your whole page. I looked all that up. I feel like you're on the right path. Like, I feel like you truly are dope and you're different. Like, you're not like anybody else. There's a lot of people you can compare. Like, oh yeah, you remind, which is cool. Like, oh, you remind me of this person, but no, like, you just you.
You know, it's funny that you say that, and this is I don't want to ever seem like I'm the shady type or nothing, but it's just you made a valid point. Like, since I've been on the music scene, more like into the social media side, I've been hearing a lot of comparisons to like Sexy Red specifically. Like, we're good on the Sexy Reds, and I'm like, you know, wow. Sexy Red makes music for people who like Sexy Red. I don't make music for that group of people. I make music for the group of people that I'm making from the people who like me.
I honestly don't see the comparison.
I don't either.
I've listened
no
to
shade to her in any type of way.
Yeah, of course. You know? No, that don't have nothing to do. It's just no, because I've listened to your stuff. Yeah, I don't. What are y'all never hearing? Gave that. It never gave
literally
that.
That's not what I hear at all. Even when I'm writing it, that's not even who. Most of the time, I'm inspired by a man or something. Like, that was literally,
my next question.
Literally, I'm listening to a little bit more up tempo beats. I like some of the Detroit sounds, a little bit of West Coast kind of.
Oh, we see.
You know what I mean?
We on the same page. Detroit, West Coast. Yeah, don't you love that shit?
slappy shit. I love it.
You like Cash Kid?
Man. Like I'm not like I don't like stuff that's, don't get me wrong, I like the underground sounds, you know, the stuff like that, stuff that sounds a little bit more, you know, Texas like, but I'm really just in a whole nother state when it comes down to music.
I be most of the music I listen to like on a daily is mostly West Coast. I don't know. I was telling them earlier, I don't know anything about like Dallas artists anymore. I got to get back hip. Yeah. But I do. I love West Coast.
I'm the same way. I
love West Coast music. I love West Coast rap.
People be like, "Have you heard so and so's new song?" And I'm like, I have no idea. Sing a part, and they'll sing a part. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know that song.
Sing it. Let me see.
Yeah, sing it. See if I know it."
We the new adults. That's why we don't know about the new stuff going on. So I talk to a lot of like my male friends, and just hearing guys on social media in general, you know, say that they don't like female rap or they don't listen to female rap or have a lot to say about it. How you feel about males speaking on that?
I feel like they be fronting, because when I get on my comments and I see people put trash cans on my post, that means you heard my song. So that means you hear female rap that you say you don't hear. So if I don't hear something, I ain't gonna take the time to even comment or even say nothing. But you commented on it, so it makes me think like you rewinded it a few times. Like, wait, what'd she say? Because the first time you heard it, it just flows through your ear. You're like, wait, rewind that. The moment you rewind it, you are officially my supporter. You know what I mean?
Listen. Do you know how many times I played that over and over and over that clip?
You know what I mean? Like, and that's okay, but it be a friend, I think.
Yeah. So. Well, a lot of them say, I feel like they all say the same thing though. Like, oh, they talk about the same thing, but they talk about the same thing too.
Bruh. Don't get me started.
No, I want to get started though.
It's the same thing every time.
It is though.
And the same look every time. Like, I definitely grew up on the uncut videos, and it was the same thing growing up. I ain't forget.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is nothing new. That's what I mean. Uncle Luke, like, what are we talking about? Come on now. This is none of this is new.
It's the same stuff. It's just like they don't want. I think men just have like a pride thing with thinking like, I don't want my woman being this way, but it's not that I don't want a woman being this way. I don't want my woman being this way, because then I don't want my homeboys thinking XYZ.
Yeah, don't get me started. Let me continue, because that's not what this is.
I know. I'm sorry.
I had some words, but
I'm like, that's what I see. But I mean, but at the same time, I can't say I don't agree in some aspect, because I get bored of hearing the same stuff too. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Everybody talk about the same shit.
Literally. We wear the same stuff. Trends just come and go back and forth. So, yeah.
So, speaking of male artists, are there any male artists you want to collab with that's up and coming right now that's not already like super popping?
Up and coming. Honestly, if I had to work with a male artist, nobody, not a specific name, but somebody who I feel like actually believes in me. You know what I mean? I don't want to work with nobody just because they just need a female on the track. I want to work with somebody like for instance, I got a call one day. I was at a park and I got a call from A-Ray, who does the Waco Awards. And him and I have never met face to face, but him and I have been trying to get each other acquainted with each other, you know. But I got a random call from him one day like, hey, I know I've been watching you doing, do your music. I know you've been saying you serious. If you serious, I got somebody to want to feature. And I automatically gravitated to it because you mind your own business. You could have called anybody else in the Waco award area, and you called me. I ain't even from Waco, you know what I mean? So people like that is who I gravitate towards more. It's not even about the name. Yeah. Like, the song don't even have to be the best hit. It can just be that you caught a vibe with me and we went from there.
Yeah, you just want to kind of like it's important for you to build those relationships.
Literally, it's not even about the song.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm really big on relationships.
You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah. So
not everybody is like that though. You just got to really be careful. I'm learning that as I go. It's just all a learning experience,
So.
Okay. Yep. So what are your goals when it comes to the music? Like, what is your end goals? Like, what do you want to do?
My end goal, honestly, like when not on wood, not to put nothing bad into the air, but when I'm gone, I want people to still be able to have something where they can have a visual representation of what I was when I was here. You know what I mean? Like I want people to be able to look back, my mom, my dad, whoever, my kids, and just be like, dang, my mom was a fucking rock star. Yeah. You know? So that's really just my end goal. Just to have fun, inspire people, help people build some confidence. You know, the underdogs build some confidence. That's about it. Yeah, nothing like
it's all about confidence.
Yeah, and I don't want to be the biggest. I mean, let me say, care for what I wish for. Yeah, I would love to have, you know, great success and all these things, but that's not just my biggest like end goal. I want to ultimately have fun and create, have the freedom to create.
So, do you want to eventually, like, the goal is also like to make money off what you're creating as well?
Yes, eventually. Which I'm not.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. So right now I've made a solid like $20 from my mixtape, and I dropped it back in June of last year. And when I look at the statistics of where that money has been generated, it's mostly from freaking YouTube ads. It's not even from people actually clicking on the song, buying it or anything. But it just makes me think, like, when that does happen, it's going to be like, wow. You know, on that part on Set It Off when they was like, I watched that the other day. Hold on. I said Set It Off because of TT, her role, Elise, but she played in that movie John Q.
Yes, and that movie's so sad.
Her role on John Q, when her son got the heart, she was like, baby, we did it. Yeah. But that part, I kind of adapted that into my everyday quote. Like, when I do something that I'm proud of, I'm like, Keitra, you did it, baby, you did it. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, as you should. Speaking of even, and this was like really for later, but since we're talking about it now, when I was looking at your YouTube videos, girl, this girl be eating crickets, y'all. Yeah. I'm sorry to put you out there like that. Crickets and snails. I'm like, what? And I was so intrigued. I'm at work looking at it like, I'm like, what? I put it on the full screen. I said, hold on. Because I wasn't expecting it. I never seen you post anything about that so far. I mean, I haven't been following you that long. Right. But I said, is this girl eating crickets? And snails and palm trees?
I know. It's like, it was something me and my kids, like my daughter at the time, she was probably like 12, you know, but she was the producer, and like we just set up our set and things like that. And okay, like, what can we eat today? Like, what are we gonna try today? Let's brighten up our palates today. And so we just go find stuff. I was originally looking for like an international market or something like that, so I can just like an international store. I'm like, I want to try different Asian cuisines, just all types of good shit, you know. But it didn't work out like that. I had my local HEB. So just just stuff that I find in HEB, let's just try it.
See, that's just how your personality is. That's why I feel like you're just a very open person. Like, you're just very open.
Thank you.
Because I'm not eating no crickets though. Honestly,
you know, the crickets actually weren't even that bad.
Honestly,
it's like a
I can't
topper.
say that because was it sour cream and onion? That one,
and it was like, it wasn't even that bad. It literally had like a sunflower, like you know how we eat a sunflower seed and you bite through the seed and it has just that graininess.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's literally just like a sunflower seed, but it was them snails. That it was in that moment I knew I effed up. Like, whatever you do not try the snails. I don't know if it was because it was fresh out of a can or what, but that was just not it. Ugh. It had a slime to it that it's unforgettable and unforgivable.
No.
You's a slacker, bitch. I'm a slapper, bitch. I still make slapper hits. I guess that would make me a rapper, bitch. I'm a storing shit. Pop a boring shit. Fall asleep and shit. Now I gotta piss and shit. Open your mouth, nigga, take a golden shower. It's the golden hour. I showed that nigga grace and only pissed on his face. Then he ate the cake. Everything is cherry, nigga. Quit acting